on people. Today, as you can see by the title, making money online has gotten harder to earn that Wi-Fi bread. I've been doing some research. I was doing some research on YouTube for videos that I used to rank. I used to have a few videos that were like how to start a business, and they're no longer ranking. And I looked at some other people, Alex Becker, his videos are no longer ranking the way that they used to. And it's been replaced by young people and mostly female entrepreneurs. There's a lot of people who are looking for information from female entrepreneurs because it was just like, how I started my business. And I'm about to say something that may be a little controversial, but if you want to start an internet business, you need to start it now. It's going to be so hard to start it 5 years from now because I was just, doing the research, looking at the people who had ranked videos and what they were doing. There was so many female entrepreneurs. There was a ton of them that ranked on the first page. So that is a big, big push. And they were young. Most of the people with how to start a business videos were really young, under 30. And that indicates this sweeping change that is happening with making money online. You have people who are looking to these younger, because I mean, you're hearing all these breakout stories. The 18, 19-year-old Bitcoin millionaire, the 18, 19-year-old Instagram millionaire, the 18, 19-year-old YouTube millionaire. And this is where people are going for their information. This is what people are looking at and they're looking for trendy stuff. That's one of the keys that they're looking for. They're looking because I on my new channel, Hustlers Kung Fu Wi-Fi, how to get Wi-Fi money. I put up their video about how I got started online with ebooks, and people are just not really interested in how to write an ebook. I don't want to do that. It ain't hot enough for me, and that was very interesting. So people, and also when you say start a business, the inference is how to start a business online. That's where people are going, and typically the aspects of starting a business and putting it together don't change, but what people want to do has changed tremendously. Everybody's looking to get into something hot. I was looking at Tall Guy Reviews, Mr. Organic, Omni and the Hellcat, and their channels are exploding because they're talking about hot topics. Cars, Omni and the Hellcat. He's got 15 cars, 3 Lambos, 2 Hellcats. And this is what people are gravitating to, the hot stuff. They're not interested in building and, growing something. They want it to be very hot. They want it to be very ultra cool, and they want to make a lot of money. So once again, I caution you guys, if you've got any idea on how to make a business, how to make some money online, start today. Don't wait until you get it all set up, get enough to get it started and get it going and go hard, because one of the reasons that people are looking toward these younger entrepreneurs is they're not old enough to have years and years of experience. So they figured out some stuff very, very quickly. And this is why people are flocking to them. There's this dude, Kevin David. He sold like $10 million in Amazon FBA courses. Then he created a course how to sell courses. And then there was something else he did. This is what people are flocking to on that Wi-Fi bread. This is what people want to do in terms of building and making money. So, I'm having a conversation with you guys. Like, I'm not going to change what I do. I'm not going to change how I talk about building businesses, but I am going to freshen it up a little bit because very few people want to start an offline business, even though that might be one of the best things they can do. Everybody's looking to start a business on the internet, get with this hot Wi-Fi money, and they're blinded to opportunities that sit before them. So this is one of the things that happens. Let's see what we got going over here in the chat. What's up, Shirley? LVMCD. Definitely underestimated. I finally caught a live stream. What's up, Uncle G? You changed my life. Awesome. Carl Black, facts. The algorithm has gotten more suffocated and you have to shift with the changes. The only thing that's constant online is change. Pick your path online and focus, i.e. blogging, e-commerce, YouTube. Pretty much. Blinding Buddha. Sexy business is temporary, boring businesses make money. Absolutely. Chris Monroe, that's why I'm saying procrastination is the kill of all dreams. Like, don't wait. It's going to get harder. My buddy from years ago, Redneck Picker from the reseller days, he said they were coming. And he was talking about all these new resellers that were coming, and they came and they completely changed the reseller community. And this is what's happening. Blind and booth. I will listen to a person who's older and more experienced opening businesses. I feel many of these younger people may not have experience. Well, many of these younger people do have experience because they've able to tap in on something that makes money within 2 to 4 years, because they're not old enough to have years of experience. Exist in nature media, stay in tune with your artistry. Shirley Santana, I learned a lot from your program, videos, and courses. I registered for my LLC last week. Thank you very much. I'm happy with the things I'm learning. Awesome. What's up, Be Real? So, I'm just telling you guys that if you want to get some of this Wi-Fi bread, you need to start today. Because I've seen the shifts. Like, I had several videos that ranked in YouTube. They don't rank. And I checked Alex Becker. He had several videos that ranked. They don't rank. Ty Lopez had some videos that used to rank. They're not ranking. So I'm not the only one being hit by this. Everyone is being hit by this because everybody's looking for that sexy Blind and Buddha, the sexy money. And they're not interested in building something and creating something, which is what I'm going to talk about. And I'm going to stick with that because it works for me. Engineer cannabis, can real results and experience jump out of the noise out there? Absolutely. If you want a slice of that Wi-Fi bread, start baking today. Yeah. There's a guy called Manny Corhoshin. He's a real estate guy. He's done very well. He has all of these multi-million-dollar cars in this garage, and his channel only has 25 videos, but people are looking for that type of stuff. Do you think YouTube is chasing? YouTube's always chasing trends. Always. Like, if you do a video about Star Wars, when the new Star Wars movie comes out, your video is going to rank very high. They've always done that. Rod for real estate. I can't access the art of holding. I also want to know about the disruptive male. The dominant male is on the disruptive male school. And what do you mean you can't access the art of holding? Those Wi-Fi cookies smell good. Yeah, the Wi-Fi bread is real. I mean, one of the reasons I'm trying to light a fire under you guys to get started with this stuff right now is it's only going to get harder. Like, Instagram just got rid of a bunch of people who were making money because essentially everybody figures out a way to game the system. And one of the best ways to game Instagram is to buy an account that's already established and keep pushing it. That's one of the reasons they got rid of some of these new pages. This generation wants the quick fix to make them feel like they're wealthy or feel like they have accomplished something. So they watch YouTube videos of other people with money for that quick fix. King Kong, yeah. I think you're absolutely correct because, Omni and the Hellcat, he's a rich dude. He's buying all these cars, but it's like people who rather watch sports than to play sports. And it seems that we have a lot of spectators out here because, I've watched this channel and, he's a good dude and he's done well for himself, but there is nothing earth shattering on the channel, but it's growing like crazy. Tall guy reviews, he's growing like crazy. He's a little bit over the top for me, and Mr. Organic. And I just look at what people are consuming. And they're consuming that stuff. If I was to go out and get a Porsche and then just do like, hey, my new Porsche GT3, I would get more views. That's worked for this dude in Florida, that worked for Will Motivation, and that works for many. People want to see folks with these sexy cars. You got the art of holding with the disruptive male. When did I say that? The disruptive male is a totally different platform, and the art of holding isn't on that. It seems like there's so many different ways to get that Wi-Fi bread. This is true. There's a million and one ways to make money online. However, I'm tired of seeing ads for sale stuff for Amazon. Yeah, because essentially, what I'm saying is, if you guys want to get started on this Wi-Fi bread, you need to start today. Because what I'm seeing coming 5 years from now, and the thing that helps me is I'm pretty consistent. I stay on topic. I talk about things that a lot of folks don't want to talk about. I make, an LLC sexy, the Hustlers LLC, the art of holding. And also, I freshen it up, like this setup here. One of the things that happens is change is the only constant, as someone had mentioned in the chat. And if you're going to do an internet business, you're going to have to roll with the punches, like Facebook advertising. I'm going to do some Facebook advertising for the Dominant Male. That's why I created the Dominant Male page and the Dominant Male group. And I'm going to do some Facebook advertising for Hustlers Kung Fu. So, hey, cut it out. So this is coming, but I'm prepping to do this in the fall. I'm not doing this right now because one of the things with, everything has changed. I remember when creating a Facebook group was that easy. You started on Monday, you'd have 1,000 members by Friday. It isn't like that anymore. And I think people have become desensitized to groups, or, it's very interesting. Question: when you started gaining ground online, did you ever think about moving to Texas like Austin and tapping into the tech space? Never crossed my mind. One of the things about when you get this Wi-Fi bread, you don't really have to move anywhere. This is why you have so many of these guys getting this Wi-Fi bread who live in Bali, Thailand. Their location independent. It doesn't matter where they are. I'm experimenting with FB ads, only wasted about 150 so far. Yeah, one of the things I'm going to do is skill up and get some help before I go hard, because in the group, someone recently posted they spent 2,500 bucks on Facebook ads and did not make a dime. So they just lost all that money. Because the thing is, you got to learn how to make creative capture ads. Because, I put up an ad about 30 days to 2,500, and I had people hating on the product. It was like, oh, another fake course. I was like, it's only 2,500 bucks. You low expectation puppy. You could be in North Dakota, Mississippi, making a Wi-Fi bread. Absolutely. And one of the things that I want you guys to do is to get busy, because Facebook has changed so much. Instagram has changed so much. I mean, yeah, folks who have figured out how to manipulate Instagram, and they get up to 100,000 followers and be making, six figures from Instagram, and they've shut that down. They shut down these meme pages. The way, like, take YouTube. Everyone's seen the girl in the van with the snake, Alfredo. This is one of the changes on YouTube. YouTube has it set up where anybody can blow up. But if you don't blow up, growth can be very slow or non-existent. And there's a bunch of people on Reddit talking about they had their channel 2-3 years, it's not growing. And there's just certain content that YouTube pushes that they just like to push, like, girl, van life. Van life is a big, big, big thing. I know someone was talking to someone the other day that they know someone who lives in a van right here in Atlanta, and that's, income. Well, she's got three. Uncle G, you seem like you built your business for the long haul. With that said, for beginners, recommendations how you get started with that Wi-Fi hustle. Actually sit down and think about building the business that makes you happy. Christian, she's got 3 videos now, and the third video did like 2 million views. Instagram's cracking down on third-party content management service, removing likes, followings. Oh. Jason J, the girl in the van seems like fake and produced by a production company. She uses her phone to make these videos. I don't think so. YouTube and big tech would love it if we all lived in vans. That's wow. But and that's one of the things about the van life. It's an economic move. If you have a low wage job and you have a van that you live in, that you don't have rent. So you can exist on a low wage job living in the van. And that's what, because when these people talk about it, and I've watched a lot of videos, because it is just curious to me why someone would want to live in a van. Why someone would want to live that lifestyle, because it's not going to be convenient. They make it look sexy, but there's a lot of things with living in a van that are uncomfortable, and they're doing it for money. Carl Black, you have to be conservative. Facebook ads used as a testing tool, which is $5 a day. It's better to create a Facebook page and post content which drive traffic back to your blog. Some of the videos are fake and endorsed by these companies. Yeah, she has very good production value. She's very personable. She's very likable on camera. D. Clark, I hate Facebook with passion, but it seems you can't go on Instagram without Facebook. Well, Facebook owns Instagram. And this is one of the changes, because I have just seen so many changes where it is getting harder to make the Wi-Fi bread, where it's becoming a big challenge, because it seems that people are like literally exploding overnight or barely making it. And it doesn't seem to me the middle ground. I can't live in a van because I like to entertain women. Be real. They be getting busy in these vans. They do. And that is it's a strange thing to me. The van life, the tiny house movement, where these people will go out and get this little house, put solar panels on it, and they come off the grid and they have a house that's paid for, so they don't have rent, they don't have a mortgage. And this is a big thing. Yeah, I mean, if you can catch these trends really quickly, because I don't know if van life is just a trend. I think this is going to be here because this is a social economic issue. You know, in many areas, rent and housing is just it's so exorbitant that people, they want a job and most of their money goes toward rent. That's just not the way to live. Facebook has new features coming soon. Facebook has a lot of stuff. Facebook has its own cryptocurrency coming. Malachi Stafford, I'm creating my LLC, and I've learned not to tell people about that because people will literally talk it down. Oh, you will have you have a lot of haters, a lot of doubters, a lot of dissenters when you're trying to do something new because, going back 15, 17 years, no, go back 22 years. People thought the internet was a trend and it was a fad and it was just going to be a passing thing and it would just disappear. They didn't see it becoming the mainstream appliance that it is today. Yep, been the bartender, tiny house, van life, fire movement, off the grid life is here to stay. People want to have freedom. People want to have options and people want to have choice. LC. Oh, well, there's a lot of people, there's a lot of folks, there are no business people in the family. There's just, a few people who really want to try to do something, who want to try to set something up. And there's just not a lot of business people. And one of the things that happens is these kids, they jump into it. They go hard, they study it, they OD on it. And this is why a lot of them do very well riding these trends. So one of the things that's happening, and once again, I'm gonna keep saying this, start your business today. Do not keep playing around, don't keep putting it off, because what you're gonna see is it's just gonna get harder and harder and harder and harder and harder and harder and harder. And one big thing that's happening is people don't understand business. And if you have a solid business education, you could do well online business, offline, you could do well. And you've got many people out here who are successful and they don't even know why they're successful. They just know they got that money. Josh, what's your opinion on folks going into OnlyFans? It's a trend. Christian Anderson, man, today it seems like people want to have success with minimal effort. What's the easiest way to have that Lambo life? That's absolutely true. And that's to the point of why these trendy, hot businesses are doing so well. Q497. I have a daughter who's 19. She's afraid of going to grad school because of debt. I never feared debt because I was confident I would pay it back. Her generation is terrified of that. For good reason, man. I mean, you getting people coming out of college owing 100 G's and they working at Starbucks. And this is LVMCD. This is why I tell my young people, get started now. I find this, I'm only 20 years old and they use my lung age to say I don't know anything. Yeah, age is not a barrier. It's not like it used to be. One of the things that happens is age is an asset today. To be young today and to be tapped into Snapchat, the Instagram, the YouTube, the podcast stuff, that's an asset. So, being young is to your advantage. Definitely underestimated. What's your advice to people who want to start a YouTube channel to gain a following but don't have an experience with cameras and editing? Can you learn? No, just do it. Just start a YouTube channel. You don't know what's going to hit today. You have no clue. You could be a hit. You will never know unless you try. Show up. The learning curve is not that bad. I mean, essentially, you could sit down and learn how to edit videos and stuff on a Saturday watching YouTube videos. It ain't that hard. You got to put effort to have success more than 7 hours a day. I know exists in nature media. Turn the ignition. Be real. This is true. You don't need cost to be successful and rich today. What's your opinion? People are doing whatever they feel is best. Once again, I'm going to stick with you have a YouTube channel, you have a podcast, you have a Facebook presence, you're on LinkedIn. Because like I disagree with Gary Vee on posting content on all of these sites because that ain't gonna help you. Foxy Girl 646. No, just start with what you got. You can start a YouTube channel with your cell phone and the editing software on your cell phone. Yeah, I mean, just get started with what you have. One of the things is people tend to overthink these things because I got this here. This is going to be my podcast mic, and I'm gonna plug it up into here. And hold on. Okay. So you notice there's a very big difference. All right. There's a very big difference in the sound quality of this mic. And this is going to be the podcast mic, and I'm going to start that very soon. Because one of the things that happens when you start a YouTube channel is all the equipment you get, you can use for multitude of different things. Like I got this, I forgot why I got this mic. It just came as part of a kit. And, I've had it for 4 or 5 years. And I'm going to use it for the podcast. I agree, Uncle G, as it relates to social media. You can't continue to crap up against the wall trying to figure out what's going to pop. Yeah, because Marvin's marketing madness, this whole be everywhere, be on Snapchat, be on Instagram, that's exhausting. And this is one of the changes. It used to be you can nail it, you can hit Snapchat hard like DJ Khaled. He hit Snapchat hard and people loved it and he made money off that. Gary Vee used to be talking sometimes, like the whole thing about posting content on Facebook. Because once again, I've noticed that some people can post on Facebook and they'll get mad replies. And unless I post something controversial, It's how you build your Facebook fan page. That has a lot to do with it. Yeah, Foxy girl, just get started. Fact, start right where you are. I have a friend that wanted to start a gardening channel. I'm glad she got the Wi-Fi buck. She's a stay-at-home mompreneur. Yeah, I mean, just get started. Because like this girl with van life, she could, she said she got overwhelmed. She did not know this was going to happen. Wise one, basically. All right. Guys making comedy skits. They get a lot of views. I don't know if they're making that much money. I know King Bach, um, D Storm, they're making bread. Yeah, we were talking about her, D Hector. She showed up late. Start now and ask questions later. Absolutely. Will the art of holding show me how to structure? Yes, absolutely. Because the art of holding, you have the holding company, you have an operating company. So once again, one of the things that's really becoming challenging is the age thing, because I'm atypical because I'm 52 years old and I'm out here hanging with these young YouTubers, these young, the young internet people, and it's very interesting. Yeah, the comedy skits are not doing what they used to do online. Swoozy on YouTube drawing stick figures with his voice. Swoozy is an OG. He's been around for a minute. The online comedians are starting to get sponsors and doing commercials, mostly paid via shows. Existing media nature I'm hanging to, and I enjoy it. Because one of the things that, you know, it gets a little odd in my personal life. So what do? I have a YouTube channel. Oh, that's that curious thing. And there are just people my age who do not understand how this works. Where you talk to a 15-year-old, like, boom, they get it. Oh, you got a YouTube channel. Oh, that's how you make money. So age can be a problem for older people who are trying to get this Wi-Fi bread, because they're they're not stupid. They're just impatient because it doesn't come like that. Then they just give up and quit it. I bet there are people who are still skeptical. Making online must be illegal and unethical. Yeah, you still got people that. Alan, I just say I'm in online sales. VidCon talked about sponsors and reading contracts. That's a big, big thing, because if your channel blows up, they will come for you. I'm not getting enough monthly views, but once my views get to like 300 to 500,000 a month, they come out of the woodwork. It was like, hey, would you sponsor this? Would you do that? They be looking. Blind and Buddha. I'm an IT guy, and yes, my people my age are very understanding of tech. Exist in nature media too creative to stop being creative. Malachi, I laughed at my older cousin and told him, you don't believe in yourself if you feel complete, you have a job. Man, you cut him deep. LV, I fell in that trick earlier that jobs are more stable. What is a job? It's a business that someone started. Unless you work for the government or working for a college or working, you work in a job, some person started that business. So that is a big part of that. Because, once again, you got to understand that the internet has shifted. And one of the things that's happening, because I look at, what happened with Hustlers Kung Fu Wi-Fi Money, I put up that video about how, I got started talking about my path, and very few people were interested in the ebook or reselling. They just like, I don't want to do that. I'm not trying to hear you, Uncle G. I'm not trying to be part of that. I get annoyed with middle-aged people don't understand technology. I feel you always continue to learn. Something happens to most people as they age where they just become very impatient and not as curious as they used to be. So, once again, everybody, if you want this Wi-Fi bread, start now, because there were always people coming online starting businesses, just like in the physical world. There are people going out there always starting businesses, and there's some people who hit it out the gate. But until you start your business, until you show up, until you actually start, kicking ass and taking names, you're not going to know what you can do. I mean, when I wrote that first book, I am still in awe of what happened when I wrote that first book. I didn't know that was going to happen. So you got to start putting yourself out there. And I know a lot of people want to make YouTube channels, don't want to show their face. Typically, unless you're brilliant, where you could create something super sexy without showing your face, it ain't gonna work. You can resell anything. Existing media, they're the Walking Dead, pretty much. My mom still uses a Razor flip phone. She thinks she can go into the internet, go to the app store, and count her steps. Good Lord. Brooklyn star, the brain gets calcified with old age. Wow. Shirley Santana, I work in the retail store, and my job is willing to give me a fitting room so I can do my alteration wire size, gift my business license. He said that it would bring customers into his store. All right, do that. Blind, and you can resell anything. Paul Brown, my 57 brother's trying to sell T-shirts and his books, but is reluctant to learn about the internet. He's missing out. Chris Moreau, I've seen some younger people who are incompetent with online usage as well. This is true. And this is what I'm talking about, becoming a technician and a architect of the internet. Because once you start getting into that, even when it changes, you have, where to start. You're on the field, so you see the changes. Like, I can tell you all the changes that YouTube has made. All right, Shirley. All right. Carl Black, I had a friend who lost an investor that wanted to invest in his cleaning business because he had no internet presence. Woo! You doing cleaning and you don't have no internet presence? See, this is one of the things, and this is a key to selling to millennials. Millennials hate picking up the phone and talking to people. If they can't do certain things online, they will not use that business, because if you had a cleaning service, your customers should be able to come to your website and book an appointment on your website. Business also takes time, and people seem to rush it. That's where they mess up. Marvin, marketing matters. It will get harder to run. Oh yeah, because the thing is, these influencers are blasted with people wanting to do a shout out or promoted post. LVMCD, Sears, no online presence, out of business. Kmart, no online presence, out of business. Pretty much. I mean, this is one of the things that, even if you start a physical business, you still need to have a website. You still need to have the Google location of your business. Definitely on the mess. I work for the government. It's depressing. When I talk to my coworkers about starting a business, they tell me I'm crazy. They say the benefits are too good to leave. Wow. My barber has a website where he scheduled haircuts and he has an online presence and passes his car around the city. He stays booked. Yeah, because essentially, if you're in the service business where you got people coming to you for like a haircut or a facial or something, your website needs to have the ability to book appointments. If you are in the businesses and you can't book appointments automatically, with automation, you're losing money. There's just a whole group of people who are not going to use you. It is a necessity, Blind and Buddha. Darkane Farrington, you need to do some more research. There's a girl who's called Silicon Valley Girl, and she has a Russian to English. The chick's driving a Lambo off of that. Sears and Kmart, they really did, and JC Penney's, they never made that move. They never had anyone in the organization that says, we're going to own the internet. We're going to make it easy to shop on the internet. They didn't have one of those people. So that is one of the big things that is happening, because even if you start a physical business, you still need to have an online presence, especially you need to have a website. You need to be, when they Google you, like when you Google restaurants near me, your stuff needs to pop up in that. Brooklyn Star, the older generation just loves to work harder, not smarter. They think it makes them gritty or something. Online presence is essential and easy. I mean, once again, if you got to go ahead and put your business out there. Good Lord, God is no nail. Piggly Wiggly. Oh man, are they still in business? You notice that a lot of stores went out of business. Publix closed the location in my neighborhood because apparently it wasn't making enough money. Thank you, just smells so good. Because essentially, you got to get started. Tim Sykes, thanks Josh Barr for the $5 super job. Tim Sykes made money with penny stocks online. Couldn't sell his course. He created a 30-second intro with his Lambo, and that got sales before Ty Lopez. This is what I'm talking about. People want to see the Lambo. They want to see the Lambo. They want to see the Porsche. They want to see the house. Like, let me show you Manny, because this stuff is crazy. Because this has just been the trend I have seen. He has 28 videos, but he's got 175,000 subscribers. And his videos are about, he drives a Rolls Royce. He's got this is his office. He has this garage, which is his office, which keeps all his exotic cars, because I think he's got like 12 of them. And this brown one costs $5 million. And this is what people are flocking to, because Manny has a Facebook group that's $99 a month. And he's got 809 people in there. So that's like 80K a month just from his Facebook group. This is what people are looking for. They're looking for this kind of stuff. Now, one of the things that's very interesting is when people look at a Manny and Manny gives a course, often people can't teach what they know how to do. I don't know if Manny's one of them, but that's a big issue too. Because he's in the real estate. This is the garage. This is the office. And this is what people are looking for. You got to flex a little bit because people are not looking for humble. People are looking for people with, Manny is an example of hyper success. This is not normal success where you can have 12 cars and spend like, $20 million on cars. This isn't normal. And this is what people are looking for guidance. And that can be a little unsettling because just because Manny has become so well off doesn't mean that he can teach it. And I don't know if he can or can't. Piggly Wiggly is still in Alabama. Piggly Wiggly, that's funny. It's scary when it happens. A lot of these businesses were just got caught flat-footed. We have a Winn Dixie. Winn Dixie, I grew up with Winn Dixie. Those were around when I was a kid. Piggly Wiggly is making a comeback. Existing Nature Media, thanks for $5 super chat. It's hard to get any business exposure without consequences. I live in a communist-like country. Hey man, move. Existing Nature, he's a real estate guy. He buys and sells commercial real estate. No, I haven't seen Bob Proctor. Goddess Noel, his story, he actually was ducking people because he owned the store and he couldn't pay his bills. So you're absolutely right. It's kind of screwed up because everyone's some kind of successful entrepreneur just selling dreams. Benny Ching. Miss Monica, there's a Piggly Wiggly at East Point. Well, Manny, his stuff isn't rented. His stuff's real. But I do agree there's a lot of people out there posing a certain lifestyle. Oh, I know Christian. I mean, that was a big thing for a long time. You have a lot of people out here who are faking the funk. And one of the reasons that, I like I said, I don't teach with flash and shiny objects. I teach solid principles that have worked for decades. And, it requires you to do work. It requires you to do some things. It requires more out of you than normal. And one of the things that happens is people are not used to working. Everyone has a dream. Everyone wants to make that Wi-Fi bread. People are not used to working and applying themselves consistently without immediate effort. Man, I kind of suffer. I find that showing all of these fancy cars and flexing binds people from actually learning the skills. I think a lot of people are spectators because Omni in the Hellcat, he talks about some stuff. He gives these little pep talks, but he doesn't really talk about the mechanics of how he made all this money. He doesn't really go into that. And I think one of the reasons he doesn't go into that is people don't want to hear that. They don't want to see the baking of the cake. They want to see the cake with the frosting out on the counter. They want to see the done product. They don't want to see all of the ingredients, the baking time, the hard work. They don't want to see that. Especially in the manosphere. All social media platforms need a vetting process to vet all of the frauds. I mean, essentially, if you are just look at, because with my free stuff, you can get results, but you got to do the work. Brooklyn Star microwave culture on 1000. Who's Dapper Dan? Yeah, I mean, Carl Black. I mean, folks are just not really interested in learning how to bake the Wi-Fi bread. They want the results, they want the house, they want the Lambo, but miss me with the process of actually doing this. Dunamis is like some of the best boxers come from the hood, and how some of the best food comes from shabby restaurants. The boxers, they have that hunger, man. I mean, boxing, you get a kid from the middle income area, he's just not going to have the drive to go to be a boxer, to become something. Q Force 97, I don't know. Something I heard he was an app developer. Fashion designer. Okay. If that's the case, Glenn, then why don't you just attract people with the lifestyle and some toys and capitalize as well? I like being able to sleep with myself. Um, One of the things that I do is I live my life for a certain way. And I've thought about it. I'm not even gonna lie, I've thought about it, but I know from experience the flexing and the toys and stuff, that doesn't teach you how to build a business. Learning how to pick up the phone and make calls and learning how to pitch. So Ismail, I'm not gonna do it because that's just not me. I mean, this channel was very understated when I was making crazy money. Tasting food at restaurants and people cooking them. Yeah, cook shows can be lucrative. Chris Monroe. Got to sell a dream, just like going to church will get you into heaven. Rod, for real estate businesses like fitness, everyone wants the results without putting in the effort or to make the changes to get there. I mean, this is one of the things because the day I was sitting there, I was looking at writing up some new goals, get back on my workout program. Going to church will get you close to heaven. It's like me sitting in my garage will turn me into a Honda Civic. That's funny. That is hilarious, man. But start your businesses today. Go ahead, get whatever you need to get and get started because I'm telling you, all of these changes that are happening, it's going to become harder and harder to make money. Um, this YouTube channel, just from AdSense alone, it makes anywhere from 1,300 up to 2,500 per month. And that went up when they stopped limiting the ads to new YouTubers. Going back to Ismail's questions, I just couldn't be like standing around like this is I know it works, but also I know how to run a business and how to start a business. And none of that stuff actually will get you into having a business. Creflo and TD Jakes. Luxurious shit play with my emotions. I can't deal. Essentially, the reason I started the business was to be free, to come and go as I wish, not have to have anyone breathing down my back. And that has worked out very well. Other people start businesses for Lambos and GTR 3s. That's just not my intent. That man is suggesting you sell that Wi-Fi crack and be cool with it. I know. But I'm just, like I said, doing my research and looking at how things have changed, what people are focused on, what people consume. It gets back down to, were you raised to be successful? Were you raised to be courageous and go out and try stuff? Because I'm telling you, some of you guys have got some great business ideas, but you sitting on them. You are not moving forward. You are just sitting on them. You are not getting started. You're not being active. Chris Moore, entrepreneurship does give me freedom, traveling all next week. With a job, I will have to request days off. I mean, these be facts. These be facts. Because one of the things that, because I'm on this content creation jag from now to December, and I made a lot of moves and changes to get that going. I'm going to be working on my health. I'm going to do some acupuncture because, I have my blood pressure controlled, but it can, if I come off my meds, it goes up. So I'm going to get some acupuncture to lower my blood pressure. There's a whole bunch of stuff that I'm getting ready to do. And one of the things that I want you guys to understand is there's a building process. And, I can come up here on this channel with a Rolex watch like Alex Becker. He had the Lambo, he had the Rolex. That set his channel off. That's what his first few videos were about. But even then, he got caught up. These are the things little boys' dreams are made of, getting that Lambo and Big Booty Betty. But that's not going to actually teach you how to run a business. Now, I will agree with one of the things that they're doing. Before I sell you something, I must get your attention. And these cars and watches and lifestyle are a way to get attention, because you can't sell anything to anybody before you get their attention. All right, Be Real. Black Caesar, what's your black up plan? Rugged cost. The longer you sell the ideas, the stronger the doubts. Facts, bro. Just do it. He was making money from selling a drop shipping course. Yes, attention is currency. Black Caesar, you can still stream. They've got this where it just hooks up into your camera. You just can't do screen share with that. Because essentially, you guys have got to get started. I don't know how many ways I can say it or explain it to you, because the longer that you wait or sit, as regular college, sit on your ideals, doubt creeps in. You have so many bad outcomes. You have a lot of people who are not really on your team. So you get all this other stuff. So this is what I'm getting ready to do. Go below. There are courses. There are things to help you be successful. It's not going to work overnight, but it will work in time. And, because I'm not going to hype this stuff up, because essentially the courses work if you do the work. And that's an issue that some people have a problem with. I use a Logitech camera. Congratulations, Byverson McKinney. Oh, you got an investor for your course? That's interesting. Nope, you can't. You can purchase, ask for the money. Yeah, the dominant male course is doing very, very well. It's about 1,000 to 1,500 bucks a day, just that course alone. And there's a big need for that, and that's what I'm focusing on. Because after this, I'm gonna go do a dominant and influence frame video. Uh, See, this is why I'm working on creating. The more stuff I create, the more money I make. Seeing vloggers and social media entertainers influence make more money than internet marketers is a business. Well, there's only a handful of people who are doing that, because I mean, there's literally just a handful of people, and they're pretty. They're the pretty people. Thank you, LVMCD. So, all right, I'm getting ready to shut this down. Go below, get your free audio book, and check out what you may need. Because I'm not selling the dominant male stuff over here. I'm selling it, and I will say this before I go. I'm selling the dominant male stuff off of the influence frame, and that channel's already made $40,000 this month. So, and the channel only has 1,300 subscribers. So if you start a YouTube channel, you want to wrap your channel around a product and sell to make money very quickly. I have a process, Brooklyn Star, because like I said, yeah, that's what that one course is done, and it's like as Christian Anderson said, it's a very good course, and I have a group, the dominant male group, and there's already a testimonial in there. Like, this dude, I took this course, and he's improved his relationship with his girlfriend drastically. So, essentially, I will tell you my plans. I was reading that Grant Cardone, his businesses make 150 million a year, and he converts that money into real estate. And my goal is to increase what I make per month and convert that into real estate. I'm probably going to go single family housing at first, because I'm just very curious how that works, and I want to do it. And I'll probably get 10, maybe 20 houses before I go multifamily. So that's the reason that I'm on this course, creation jag, to get this thing really rolling. Chris Rowe, great product. No one teaches men to be men, plus so many. Black Caesar, that's funny. All right, but I'm getting ready to go off. So I want you guys to go below, get your free audio book. That's going to put you on the email list, and look around at what you need, because